All right, welcome to the Organized Opulence podcast, where we have discussions that help busy professionals optimize their lives through health, wellness, and organization. I am your host, Cheryl Palmer, a licensed nurse, a registered nurse, mom, and a busy professional striving to keep things together just like you. Hence the inspiration to start this podcast. In this episode, we'll be chatting with a business scholar who is also a licensed cosmetologist specializing in nails and health science, diving into the question of who cares for the people who provide us with self-care. I am joined with Zariah Lewis, an entrepreneur who is a licensed cosmetologist, health science scholar, and an MBA student. Our conversation will prompt you to consider your self-care and wellness with beauty and business in mind. In this conversation with Zariah, we will be discussing the role of the self-care in business success, well-being, and creativity, while revealing some self-care tips for busy professionals who perform and receive self-care services. So imagine your nail appointment, business meeting, and the health plans as we continue our discussion about caring for the self behind self-care. So the first topic that we're going to discuss is self-care in business success and ownership. Hi, Zariah. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. To start our conversation, I want to explore the role self-care plays in a person's business success and beauty industry. I know you're experienced in the beauty industry, business, and health space, but can you tell us a bit more about your beauty business and how you got started?
Okay, so I have been a licensed cosmetologist, I believe, for about 7 to 8 years now. I want to say 8. So in high school, I had the opportunity to transfer high schools in order to graduate with not only my high school diploma, but my cosmetology license. So while in my cosmetology licensing program, we went through different chapters in the book. We had skincare, hairstyling, braiding, weaves, but nothing really stuck until we got to the nail chapter. So when we got to the nail chapter, not only did the different nail diseases interest me, like how to treat them and how to help with some of the underlying things that some consumers don't know that they could be having because people were just covering it up. But I also liked the beauty of nails. So I've always been a nail girly from from as far as back as I can think. So I loved getting my nails done. I like prior to, during the services, and even post service, just seeing like the difference of how I felt. Like it made me feel more confident in just going out and just being. It made me happy. Mm-hmm. So I started at the age of 16 while I was in cosmetology school. That was my first year of cosmetology school. So I started with first just my classmates. So I wasn't really quite confident in my work just yet. So, but just having like the feedback, like the unconscious feedback, some negative, some positive, but everything's a learning curve. Mm-hmm. So I was willing to like take everything in and just like learn how to like take constructive criticism and to expand on my business.
Okay. 16 is quite young to start that. And is this a popular program in high school?
So unfortunately, within the state of Maryland, to my knowledge, these programs, these vocational programs are not prevalently advertised, honestly. Mm-hmm. So these programs are advertised within the schools. However, outside students who don't go to the schools and don't know anything about these programs, that don't even know that they're offered, mm-hmm. which I feel like is a downfall because I feel like a lot of students could take advantage of these programs. Like me, like I transferred schools for that program. However, the students there, they knew about it, but it's like a lottery system anyway. So you can't, just because you go to school doesn't mean that you can just sign up for the classes. You have to be enrolled. You have to be selected for the program. You have to buy your equipment for the program. It's just not just automatic.
Okay. All right. And that's a follow-up question. Your background melds with the world of self-care business, and I'm sure you know about a lot of the role, the importance of self-care as it figures into a person's business success. Why is self-care important to the success of those working in the beauty industry?
This is the way I feel. In order to be able to help someone else, you have to first feel secure within yourself. So it's no way that you can help anybody else if you're not secure. If you're not feeling your best, there's no way you can give your all to someone and you're giving 50% to yourself. So I feel like, especially because as a beauty provider, we're not only beauty providers, we're therapists, we're friends, we're family, we become family, because when people come to get services, they just seem to like let their hair down. They're just expressing all their feelings, if they're comfortable, which you should want to make your clients comfortable, because you have to build a nice rapport with them, not only as a client, but as just a person. This is just, it's supposed to be a safe space for your clientele. So in order to make sure that you're being able to provide like a, how do I say, a non-abrasive surrounding area for your clients, you must first feel like you're secure. You're going to give unjudgmental advice. You're not going to be, you just have to be one with yourself first.
That's interesting. When you talked about being a therapist, when somebody comes in just to get nails done or whatever beauty services, you hear a lot. And yeah, it's so true that you have to take care of yourself in order to give to others.
Absolutely.
Give your best to others.
Absolutely. And you can't have a nice poker face too. I feel like I learned over the years as well. Like, you're having a bad day, but you can't let your clients see that, because it's not on them. Honestly, they're coming for a service. You can't over, express yourself when they're there for your services. Not only the product or the service, but just the whole experience.
Okay. So, Zariah, considering the significance of self-care in success, in your experience, what are some of the biggest challenges beauty professionals face when it comes to self-care and wellness?
Time.
Yeah.
Timing. That is the most prevalent thing, because especially as an entrepreneur, this is your business. No one else is doing it like you. I mean, you can have people under you, but this is still your business. You are in charge of keeping the supply, clientele, the income, the facility. You're in charge of all of that. So making the time for yourself and being able to properly manage your time is the most prevalent thing that I say that a lot of people sometimes lack in, which I fell victim to as well. I'm not saying that I'm perfect in that, but timing.
Yeah. I can see how those factors can be barriers to the beauty professional receiving self-care. It's similar to nurses like me, we have, when it's snowing, when it's hailing, when it's raining, you have to show up.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that you have to include is planning your self-care. And for me, this is one of the things that influenced me starting this podcast, because I want to help other people kind of take better care of themselves, because I have fallen into that trap where I work. And entrepreneurs, I know, like you say, there's no backup for you, so you can work, and then overwork yourself and not be able to give to other people, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like prioritizing yourself has to come as well. You can't always put yourself on the back burner, because you're not giving yourself any attention. So you're not going to be able to do any of the things you want to do if you're not internally okay.
Yeah. Barriers also remind me of bridges or connections between things. So, Zariah, how did your success in the beauty industry prepare you to study and initiate a career in health science and business administration?
So I feel like I've always been a kind-hearted person. I've always wanted to support and care for individuals outside of myself and outside of my family. Like, I feel that's just always been me. Like, I just want to make people feel good, I love to see people happy, smiling. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do. Like, so I believe learning some of the hospitality skills and the customer care and customer service skills within high school, and learning my business really helped me for a career in health sciences. Because hospitality is in everything, and hospitality is in everything, and business is in everything. That's how I convolute everything together, because you need business for everything, and you need health. I mean, you need hospitality for everything. So and especially as an entrepreneur, you have to be the face of your business.
Yeah.
So if you're not a person that people would even want to, talk to, or feel like you're relatable, you're unapproachable, you're not going to do good in your business. That's just honestly the way it is. So I just feel like Yeah. I would say just hospitality and just like learning how to deal with like different faces, like different personalities. Because I was also a cheerleader in high school, so I feel like that helped me as well. Like learning to like, deal with a lot of women. We, sometimes we can have like different moods and things like that, but having tunnel vision for like a task is always what I try to go back to. Like, okay, I'm here for a service. I'm not going to let that, deter me from, I'm not going to let her, anybody else's mood or anything else distract me from what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm not going to let that affect me internally. I'm just going to keep it moving. And yeah.
So when you're having like a bad day or something like that, and do you do anything specific to manage that bad day? Like, do you balance it off with something positive?
So that was something that was one of my more recent discoveries about myself. Just like trying to find my happiness, because I feel like happiness always is ever changing at different stages in my life, which I've discovered. Within high school, it would be talking to my friends or playing games with them. But now, honestly, I'm getting more secure of like being by myself. So when I'm having a bad day prior to a client or just in general, I'll put on some of my favorite songs in my car and I'll just go for a drive. Like if I know I have a client, like say for example, I have a client at 3 p.m. By 2 p.m. I'm in my car riding around, listening to my favorite music, just to get my mind off of whatever may have been heavy on my brain before I try to, because people can feel energy. So I wouldn't want to bring that energy into a space of, supposed to be serenity, So I feel like that's not fair to me, my client, nor me.
That is actually good. I mean, it's amazing that you like are proactive about it, because I have had experiences, and I'm sure you have had experiences where you're going for a service and that person just doesn't feel right. Like energy was like, maybe we can cancel this appointment. I'm just not feeling it, So yeah, that's good. What are some other tips for beauty professionals to create a sense of work-life balance that you can have?
I would say this doesn't work for everybody, but visual aspects of planning. And that doesn't, and I was going to say a visual planner, but not always planners, because I know sometimes planners don't work for me. Having a physical book sometimes just doesn't work for me. If I'm on the move and I can't just write it down. But like having I would say visual, anything visual. Like I am a quote person too. So if I'm feeling down, there's this feature on the phone where I can just change my screensaver really quick and just have like a quote right there, like a motivational quote. Like, okay, girl, you got this. Like you got this, you got this, you got this, you got this. You're not doing well. And also, I feel like beauty professionals, be it entrepreneurs or not entrepreneurs, you have to constantly motivate yourself because the trends are everly changing. So you may feel like 1 week you're behind the curve or 1 week you're not having as many clients, but it's just next week it'll pick back up. So I just feel like they always just have to keep your head up, keep your chin up. Never let your current situation be long term. Never. Just keep going, keep promoting yourself, keep reaching out, keep having a positive vibe about yourself, and people, they're going to gravitate to you naturally.
Yeah. Well, I can tell that when I go to your nail salon. I can see your quotes on the wall, and I know, that also helps other people.
Yeah.
Even though you probably put it up there for yourself, keep looking at that. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Bloom where you're planted is another one that I saw in your business.
Yes.
But anyways, I know some business professionals feel like time is money, and taking time for self-care can hinder them from business productivity. But from a business administration perspective, how can self-care be seen as an investment in professional success?
Ooh, good question. Okay, so this goes back to what I said about having time to reset. You always need time to reset, whether that's physically resetting or mentally resetting. Physically resetting could be restocking your products. You can't stock your products if you have a customer client constantly in your chair. Mentally resetting is having to releasing the cloudiness of other people's baggage or that you take on unconsciously with just having a conversation with them. So I feel like in business as well, you need days to just restock. You need days to reset. if you're constantly going, you're going to burn yourself out. And beauty burnout is a very, very not talked about enough topic, in my opinion. Because if you just go, you're never going to have time for yourself. You're never going to give yourself time to breathe. You're never going to give yourself time to do, market research. You're never going to have time to do clientele building and, personal development within yourself. So having that time to just take aside, your money's going to be there. Mm-hmm. The way you market yourself in your business, your clients are going to stick with you no matter if you go from here to there. If you change locations 1,000 times, they're going to stick with you because of you as a person. And if they're seeing that you're constantly keeping up the trends and constantly, working on yourself and working on things that could benefit them in the currently and in the future, they're going to want to come back to you to see what you have coming next.
Yeah. Do you plan ahead for your resets? So I know some people, they'll say, well, every 3 months, I'm going to take a 1 week break, or every week I'm going to take a 1 day break or 2 day break or whatever. Do you plan ahead like that to help you to reset? Or is it more spontaneous?
I would say both. Some are planned. So I know I always get a break around like this is annually. I get a break around like the first week of July because it is my birthday. So I take that whole week for like self-care, just to do my nails, my hair. And I also travel. I'm a travel agent as well. So just traveling is part of the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a travel agent as well.
Okay.
So planning trips is like therapeutic to me as well. Even if I'm not going on a trip, just knowing that I can help somebody like.
I'll sign up.
Yeah.
I'll sign up.
Giving them advice on like just different travel details and helping them find drivers and different beaches that I've been to, like, because I love to travel. That's what made me want to get into travel agency anyway. Like, so I love to travel. So I'll just pick up, if I see a good deal or anything, I just want to go somewhere, But I would say part of my resetting is traveling though. Definitely traveling takes my mind away from everything. And I love the beach. And the beach is so serene. Like I just want to just go. Like in March, I knew I had a spring break coming up. I warn my clients. I always give my clients, at least a month notice before my trip. If I didn't, not that spontaneous, I tell them in a month in advance. Like, okay, I'll be out of town these days. So, plan your vacation, plan your appointments around these times. So it's not like, oh my God, I would do for a feeling and never got it down. Like, I don't want anybody to feel like, oh my gosh, like what do I do now? Because I have a very, very loyal clientele base. So they've been with me for a long time. And I'm always getting new clients as well. But the ones that have been with me from the beginning, they know that I'm a traveler. But I try to
do an amazing job too.
Thank you.
So they have to come back. Like somebody I know that lives in my household. I know some business professionals feel like time is money. Is taking time for self-care can hinder them from business productivity. But from a business administration perspective, how can self-care be seen as an investment? Did I ask you that? I think I asked you that before.
But I can elaborate a little bit more. As an investment, though, even like going to workshops and networking with other professionals, I feel like that is an investment, though, because you're expanding your network with individuals. You're taking classes to further expand your skills, which is an investment on yourself at the end of the day, because you're bringing something more to the table that your clients may have not had before if you wouldn't have took that time to invest in yourself, which would ultimately benefit the customers.
So I want to switch from self-care and business to self-care and physical health as part of our wellness discussion. So Zariah, with your health science background and beauty experience, I want to explore the scientific connection between physical self-care practices and overall health and well-being with you. People often associate self-care with relaxation. Can self-care also involve activities that challenge us mentally or physically? For instance, if a beauty professional exercises as a form of self-care, can that help them with business in any way?
Absolutely, I would say, because not everyone has the same relaxation techniques. Not everyone's the same. Someone could feel relaxed by chopping down a tree. Someone could feel relaxed to take a swim in the pool. So I feel like definitely they can be, I would say not enticed. They could definitely be stimulated by different things. Like, for example, like even like having like stimulating conversations with other individuals. Like it will make you think about things you never thought about just by saying one single different word to someone. could be having a conversation about something random, like, oh, this weather is hot, and someone say, oh, I could love a palm tree. Next thing you know, I had to have an idea to do a hot palm tree set on someone's nails. You never know, like the little things that different thoughts and get wheels turning depending on like how someone can see, and different views also broaden people's horizons as well. Like I could have a different vantage point from you, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't see it that way. So now I'm open to different ideas, and now I just wasn't seeing it that way. So you're more thankful for different like outlooks on things.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to move on to another topic, which is creativity and longevity in the career. So I like your feedback about self-care, and I hope this will help a bunch of people. You know, you're not going to lose anything if you stop for a moment, pause, and reset. It's only going to help you.
Don't make it too long though, because that's sometimes people can do too. Don't make it too long. You still have to keep your name. You still have to keep the momentum going with the business. You have to keep the momentum. You get to be taking a break, but you're still posting. You're still reaching out. You're still looking at your books. You're still planning. But you can't just go cold turkey though.
Because stop. Just completely stop.
Out of sight, out of mind is a really a big thing. So you don't want to go too long.
Yeah. Your thoughts are very innovative and creative. With that said, I want to explore creativity a little bit. The beauty industry is a major part of the self-care world, and although beauty can be a creative outlet, keeping up with trends can feel overwhelming. So what are some tips beauty professionals can use to find inspiration and avoid a creative burnout? Like I know you do nail design, for example, and you have to keep up with the designs and the different trends and all of that. So
I would say definitely having first things first, having a support system. That's for everything. Having a support system, because through those times you feel like, oh my God, I'm doing the same thing over and over. I'm just getting tired of it. Am I even keeping up with the trends? You need somebody in your corner to say, okay, maybe you can switch this up. Maybe you can switch that up. And it's from a safe space. So secondly, this is what I do though. Some of my favorite nail artists, like I'll have my post notifications on for them, like on different social media outlets, just to see like what they're doing, just to see like what new products are out, just to see like what new designs they've made, like just always keep my ear to the market, just to see like what else is actually now and new. Like they even have like Vogue, they have like the new upcoming trends. You could predict like their trend projections. You could pay attention to those as well, because you want to be ahead of the curve. So if someone comes in and say, oh, I want cherries on my nail, that's just new this week, and you don't have the cherries. But if you had that prior knowledge, you could already be ahead. Like, okay, I have the cherries, and then it's already going to give you a good look, because it's like, oh, she had what I wanted immediately. Like she didn't have to order anything. She didn't have to do anything. Like she had it already right here for me. So definitely keeping up with individuals who do the same things as you, not in a competitive sense, but just making sure that y'all are aligned. Like you're not falling too far behind.
Yeah. I mean, that is really, really important to keep current, no matter what you're doing, even as a nurse, if you don't keep current, your skills may not be on point, and that could harm somebody in the healthcare world, and doing nails, if you don't have the right stuff and information, it can make somebody really unhappy. So it's a similar thing.
And then because nails they literally change so much. Like it is so much, like the seasons, the years, like some stuff repeats itself. Like you just have to constantly just keep on top of everything. You have to keep on top. Like you're gonna know, okay, summertime's coming, people want the new 3D texture nails. Let me make sure I have my 3D gel. Let me make sure I have the things to make the flowers. You just already have to make sure like you're seeing what people are getting, because people are going to see, because we share the same internet. So the things I'm seeing, I'm sure you're seeing. So let me be prepared when you Pinterest. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. TikTok is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
This girl does nails in California, but she has these flowers. Can you get these flowers? Okay, have to stay on top of it.
Mm-hmm. I know someone who just got their nails. You just did their nails, right? And the nails were dark. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, well, it's not fall. Why do we have these dark nails on? She said, well, they're glow in the dark. She didn't say glow in the dark. They turn pink when you have blue light. And I was like, well, when are you going to be in blue light? And this individual happens to have a lot of different color lights in their environment. So I guess they could change it to blue light and see the pink. Or maybe it's the club or something like that, But I found that was the trend that I didn't know about, but you could share it with your clients and that could make them excited, something different. All right. Well, Zariah, you've really shed a new light on beauty and business today while showing why both business and beauty professionals need self-care. For our listeners who may be busy professionals with limited time, I'd like you to do a quick recap where they can get a snapshot of our conversation. So the key takeaways, inspirational takeaway about self-care and business success.
I would say definitely take time for yourself. First things first, time for yourself. Your clients are going to be there. You have to give them that support to want to come back. You have to make a safe space for them.
Yeah.
2, take time for yourself. Take time for yourself and stay with the trends. Never let the trends get ahead of you. Never let the trends go so far intangible that you just don't even know what's going on with your clients anymore. You don't know what's going on. And have hospitality. Be genuinely friendly to your clients because they can feel that. They can feel your energy. They can feel you're not having a good day. And if they really care about you, they're going to ask you. But you want to create a safe space for them, and not for you. You're not there. They're not your therapist. You're their therapist. So you want to make an open space for them, really nice, really friendly, and do a lot of market research. A lot of research. Network with people. You will never know what you can do together. You can't build a village. You can build a village yourself alone, but it's going to take you way longer if you had opposed to having 5 people with you. So I would definitely say those are the key things.
All right. So the final question is, can you share a word of encouragement for beauty professionals who may be struggling to prioritize self-care?
If you're struggling to prioritize with self-care, think about 10 years down the line. Are you still going to have the momentum and energy to do what you're doing every day for 10 years? Just think about it. Just think. If you think that every single day, day in, day out, doing your service, selling your product, if you're going to have that same energy. If not, my advice is to train someone exactly like you would do it, just to give yourself a break. So you know that someone is doing exactly what you want without you having to be constantly over their shoulder. And then they could potentially train, always be willing to train somebody to do exactly what you can do the way that you do it.
I met another entrepreneur recently, and she's a braider, and she is expanding or scaling her business, right? And she said to me one day, my intention is, and she's very young, my intention is to retire my hands or whatever, whatever she's doing with her hands braiding, she wants to retire that. So that goes right in line with what you're saying about thinking ahead, and training somebody else to do what you do.
Yep.
Just as good as you do it.
The goal should never be to want to work for the rest of your life, in my opinion. Some people want to. The goal should always be able to, if you want to come back to it, you can. But you should have the security to know that you train someone so good that they're just like you, if not better than you. Having their own prior knowledge that you would feel comfortable enough to transition out of the business, but you can still know that it's functioning correctly and that you can dip back in if you wanted to, if you get a little bored.
Yep. Great advice. All right. Well, thank you, Zariah, for sharing your time with me today.
Yeah.
Please let the audience know where they can find information about your business in beauty or business and where we can keep up with you.
Okay, so my Instagram is going to be at @ZTheDon with 2 underscores. Located within my bio, there's going to be a booking link there. Also, I have a travel agency page coming soon, which I will be linking with my current page that I just shared with you all. So I hope to see you there. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. All my contact information is located in my bio as well as my website. And see you soon.
Great. Thank you to everyone who was tuned in today. Make sure to visit Zariah's website and Instagram page. Subscribe, follow her, and be sure to visit CherylOnLux.com for articles on this topic and more. Until we meet again, be well.